Welcome to the channel. Today we are opening up these Marvel Legends vehicle sets. They aren't from any particular wave, they're actually from multiple waves. I either couldn't find the other sets they were with or didn't want them. So I decided to open them up as a group just to save some time, and I think it's a good mix of characters. We've got your funny characters, your serious characters, your motorcycles, your scooters. So I think it's a good grab bag of stuff. And it's some characters that I'm really looking forward to finally owning and having in hand. So let's go ahead and open them up and have a look. So here we have our 4 Marvel Legends vehicles. Let's start out with the worst of the bunch, which is unfortunately Squirrel Girl. I really wanted to like this figure, but she is just not a very well thought out addition. Because of this hefty tail on her back, her center of gravity is really off, so she doesn't stand up on her own very well. She doesn't sit in the scooter all that well either, and I don't know why they have pegs on both her and Deadpool's, because you just can't attach the feet to those pegs, so they serve absolutely no purpose. So she's got fairly limited posing options, unfortunately, but she's not a bad looking figure when you can get her in her handful of few poses. The squirrels are a nice addition. She's got 3 of them, so she doesn't really come with any kind of weapons or accessories, but she's Squirrel Girl. She doesn't really need anything more than her squirrels. So it is a okay figure at best. You can't really do much with her, unfortunately. Now, moving on to the other scooter figure, we have Deadpool. Now, I'm pretty sure the body is a pretty much repaint of some versions in the past, notably the blue and yellow version, but the head sculpt is all new, and I really like that we get a more expression-filled Deadpool head, because he's a very animated character. He deserves a more animated face. So I love that they gave his face a yelling expression. It gives a lot of character to him. The accessories he comes with are a pair of katanas and then Dogpool and Squirrelpool, who unfortunately aren't much more than accessories. They have no posability, no movability. They have holes and pegs on their backs and their stomachs and the butt, so you can attach them together and onto the scooter, and unfortunately that's about all you can do with them. The other noteworthy accessory with this set is Hydra Agent Bob's head. The body, you of course have to buy separately from Hasbro Pulse with the Hydra Trooper Army Builder figure, which is a reasonable price. But the only way to get Bob's face is to get this set, so far. Deadpool, I think, also comes with the best packaging. Instead of having him just stand next to the scooter, they've set up kind of a fun scene where he's chasing after Dogpool and Squirrelpool running along behind it. I think that's a fun way that they packaged it, and was a nice little touch. Now, the figure I was looking forward to the most, but was not the best of these 4, is the Ghost Rider. My complaint with the Ghost Rider vehicle is all these flames are detachable, they're removable, and so is this bit on the front, which serves kind of no point, because you can take all these flames off and make it look like a normal motorcycle, but he's still going to have these transparent flame wheels, which a normal motorcycle would not have. So it kind of is pointless to have that ability to turn it into a normal motorcycle when it's not going to look fully like a normal motorcycle. However, the Ghost Rider figure is really neat. He's got some comic accurate paint jobs. I like that the jaw is movable, and I like that the skull isn't just a stark white. It's kind of a very dirty bone color, which makes him a little bit more menacing. I do wish they had given him the ability to have his eyes backlit, so if you shone a light through the back of his head, his eyes would glow or look like they're light up. But otherwise, he's a good, solid figure, even though the motorcycle has some problems that weren't entirely thought out. Otherwise, I'm happy I finally opened him up. He looks pretty awesome with all the flames and everything on him. I'm going to keep that as is. I'm not going to switch it out to a normal motorcycle. Now, if I want him to look like he's on a normal motorcycle, I could just put him on the Punisher motorcycle, because it is the exact same motorcycle, just repainted. In fact, both scooters are the exact same scooter, just repainted. Is that an issue? Not really. It saves on cost, and the colors are vastly different enough that I didn't realize it until I got them out of the box. Just because if you don't look at it that closely, it's not bad. I mean, Ghost Rider's motorcycle is covered in all sorts of flames and other features. Punisher's is just straight black, and the scooters have kind of the same deal. The other thing I like about all these vehicles is they don't need any additional help to keep them standing. Each vehicle has little stands on the bottom to help them stay stationary and keep them posed just the way you want them. I think they're really solid vehicles, even if they don't always interact with the figures they're paired for as well as they could. Now, the best figure out of all 4 of these has to be the Punisher. So even though we've had some versions of this figure in the past, I think this look is his best look. He's also got pinless arms, which I'm a big fan of all the time. It helps him look less like a toy and more like a human being. He also comes with a lot of accessories, which is both a good and bad thing. Something that's always bugged me about like the G.I. Joe figures. They come with a ton of weapons and other stuff, but nowhere to hold them. He's got no holsters, there's not a pack on the back of his motorcycle, so they have to either just sit on the ground by the figure or you've got to store them separately then on the shelf. Is that a deal breaker? No, I think this is still an awesome set. Other than the weapons he comes with, he also comes with a beat-up face and this cool Viking helmet. He also sits on his motorcycle really well. There's also some fun details on it with the license plate saying Punish 616, which if I remember correctly is the world number given to the Marvel Comics. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has its own world number. Our world has its own number, and there's, each world has a different number to it. So 616 is the comic world version. And then he's also got a Punisher logo on his speedometer. So, are these figures worth buying? Depends upon their availability. Punisher, if you can find him in stores, I've only seen him once, but he's a definite must-buy. He's a great figure. Ghost Rider is no longer in production. If you can find him on the aftermarket for a fair price, I'd say yes, he looks awesome. Deadpool, I think, is the most recently clearanced out figure. He's alright if you can find him for maybe a little bit lower price than his normal one. I'd say pick him up that way, because you do get Bob's head and kind of a fun expression Deadpool. Squirrel Girl has been peg warming for a long time on the shelves. I think she's going to get clearanced out heavily pretty soon. Entertainment Earth already did that for their Black Friday sale, which is where I got her. So if you can find her on the shelves, you really want her, and you can get it for a good price, I'd say pick her up. She's not a terrible figure. She's just got some pretty noteworthy flaws. I don't regret getting her, but if you're just getting her to kind of complete the line, I'd say wait until you can get her for a really low price. So, these are our vehicles. A good mix of some fun characters and some fun vehicles with a few flaws here and there. Now, next week's going to be a Lego unboxing. I've done several large builds in the past. There have been some pretty long videos, so I'm going to do something a little bit shorter this time. I've got the DC comic wave of collectible minifigures, blind bags, and I'm going to be opening up all 16, putting them together for you, and having a look at this kind of fun wave. So until then, stay safe, happy hunting.
I had to put this on my head. You want it up?